Observer 2000 here, back again doing another video here, and in this video I am at Kettle Creek battlefield, currently on top War Hill. This battlefield is 7 miles from Washington, Georgia, and yeah, I figured I'd film my trip here because this is my first time here. So yeah, let's get on into it then. This is like the third time I've actually tried filming this. Due to technical issues, of course, but that can't really be helped. We're out in the middle of it's what Elbert calls East Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this is my third attempt, so I'm going to try and do this and hopefully get it done right this time. So as I've been trying to say for the past few minutes now, this is where the British, I think, were camped up here, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I think there's a plaque that talks about it up here at the cemetery. But anyway, they were camped up here, and they thought they were safe because they had the high ground, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Oh, here's the plaque. Here, let me see. I'm trying to get the whole thing in the shot to where you guys can read it. Here's the cemetery. Don't exactly have areas that you know where the graves are, but they're there. It's just hard to tell exactly where. So some of these guys only lived until around, well, before the Civil War even started. But I think these two gravestones, I think only a few of these are original gravestones. These I know were put there at the time, I think. I don't know. (1828), 1764 till in 1828 was when he died. A lot of these guys passed in like 1828 or around had died around the 1820s or 1830s. 1857, 3 or 4 years before. Yeah, let's see. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. He died 5 years before the Civil War happened. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's amazing. Some of these guys actually lived to the 1800s. 1789, 1833, 1789, and 1835, 1793. Some of these guys were probably into their hundreds by the 1800s, if you think about it. So they were. And they didn't. I don't think they had. And they wouldn't have audio recorders or film at the time, so they would have had to write it all down. 1845, Elijah Clark, whom I think Clark County is named after, if I'm not mistaken. Here's another plaque. There was 140 men and then 200 men. Wilkes County Regiment, Georgia Militia, 140 men. The men's names are listed, and I'll slowly pan down. Upper 96th Regiment, South Carolina Militia, 200 men. And I think these are all listed to be people who believe to have fought in this. But I think they've been proved to have fought, so I think they were here when the whole thing happened. And there's a statue here that was erected in 1930. This is hollowed ground, I'm letting you know that. John Dooly, Elijah Clark, Andrew Pickens. Amen to them. You can just see down here into this ravine, if you will. I do want to walk all these trails, that's the thing. The whole thing is self-guided. We're like my grandmother and I are like the only ones here. Hold on. Correction, the battle was happened down the bottom of the hill, not the top.
The map, it happened down at the bottom of the hill. I'm sure there was fighting up here.
Well, I mean, I'm wondering if if that proves that.
Trying to get up, I'm sure, trying to get around, but the battle took place on the creek side, and then of course people were running up the hill and going down.
My problem, I can't zoom in on this camera mode, so it's hard to pick anything up. I'm going to. It's a shame they cut it down, though.
Well, it's probably, I'm glad they left it there because you can see the ring.
If it's not going to be here for much longer, they're going to have to haul it.
It may have, it looks like it fell over on its own.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right, it did.
Yeah. But see the ring?
Yes. Only problem, there's no way to count how many there are.
I know, but you can at least get them.
I think you're right about the tree, I'll say that. Will we be able to walk the trails?
Not, you can walk that one. I'll drive that down if you want to go walk that one.
Well, I mean, if you look from the hill, there's some bridges and stuff if you look up front.
Walking all of these. No.
Well,
Everybody come back when they're having a gathering. We're not the only people out here.
sure.
Walk down to that bridge you can, and I'll just drive down. Are you through up here?
Yes. I want to at least walk all the bridges and see where the home sites are, if that's possible.
Go back and do that.
So much for that. Nice rock wall, buddy. Oh, old railroad ties. Go figure. Yeah, these are old railroad ties, you can tell. Looks like they were ones that were recently retired, too. They could have still used these. Don't know why there's a chain around the tree. That's a bit creepy. Oh. Some more information. War Hill Loop Trail, Settlement Ridge, Settlement Hill Trail, Hemelt Homestead, Hemelt Trail. So these are all areas where the fighting, I guess, took place. It's right in here. There's a bridge down there. I do want to see what this has to offer. I'm wearing a black shirt, so I think I might be able to be seen, surely. I think there's a plaque down there too, last I remember seeing from up top of the hill. I like the idea they have for using railroad ties to mark the trail. That actually makes a lot of it interesting. Wait a minute. Oh, this is neat. Look at this. They made it look like a piece of a tree. That's pretty freaking cool. I actually wonder if that's from one that used to be here. That'd be amazing. Oh, and the bridges are new, too. I'm pretty sure and keep in mind, they didn't have any bridges out here, I don't think. So, they obviously would have had to have crossed on on foot. Yeah, and all this is brand new too, so keep that in mind, will you? So they have more trails there, and I guess this would have been where one creek crossed. Only problem, there's no water. I heard water. Maybe just a drainage channel? I don't know. Okay, we got a marker here, and there's another plaque. Got a tree that fell here. And you got more trails here. Ah, bamboo. Right there. I want to at least get one creek on video because I did see that. I heard water running. That's not funny. The other bridge is on the other side of the hill. When I was standing there, I could hear running water. That side is dry.
You want to walk down this way, you can.
I plan to. I can see they're getting ready to make these all these trails to be like that one. Because they only have these granite markers. That's pretty much it. Well, we have Summit, and then we have the War Hill Loop Trail. I'm gonna go on this one. Okay, here we go. Here's, I guess, what you got in terms of the area here. So the blue is us, and the red is the British. And you can see where, yeah, War Hill was the camp. So we were on top of the camp. So here's where it all took place, right in here. Get one of the brochures. It showed a list of where all the madness took place. Well, I have video to show to prove it. Pretty much going to be cutting down these trees. There's no doubt in my mind a lot of the trees they're getting ready to destroy have been here since the battle. I don't know if you guys in the comments of this, let me know in the comments of this video if there is any trees that would have been here since the 1700s. And by the way, those crosses right there, that's where people were either shot at or I think were killed by bayonet or something, or close to that effect right there. So I'm guessing, yeah, so this is where I'm guessing men charged up the hill and were shot because they wouldn't have those crosses there. So they literally found where those men fell. So if they found artifacts and just little spots, that's literally right where a person died, right there. And I think right here is the creek right here, the small stream here. So it's spring fed by the looks of it. I don't know if that's actually true, but we'll find out soon enough. But you can see all these trees I have marked. They're getting ready to cut them down, sadly. I don't know why. And I really don't know if that is the creek or if that's a drainage canal. I'm pretty sure it's one of the two. But here we're coming up to a bridge here now. There's actually two, I think. And you can see where there's been a bit of a washout right here. Okay, so we have a, there was an old church here. Hang on. We are at a crossroads. Okay, so there is Kettle Creek. And I think I know where I'm walking today. So this would have been, I guess, a little feed area where the water would just come down from the hillside. So here was where this is at. But right here is Kettle Creek. So I think this is where they would have crossed, right here. Right where I'm standing. I like how all you can hear is just the running water. That's all you can hear right now. I think this is either Kettle Creek or one of the other creeks that were here. Either way you look at it, this is where all the madness happened. All in this wooded area here. I'm going to walk on this now. Kettle Creek is down in there in that depression. You can see it clearly. So this must be a creek view walk right here. I like this though. It reminds me of Cass in a sense because the walkways are wood and they're not exactly firm on the ground. Hold on. Wait a minute. See a piece of metal on that branch down there. Could that have been where they crossed? Or is that where... I don't know, but you can see the creek through here. And there's a rock run that's right there. Or where they just had a bunch of rocks washed down, one of the two. I'll say this. It would be neat if they could find out exactly where these soldiers crossed, because if they could find that, that would be a bit interesting. No, not a bit. Very, very interesting. But I mean, you can tell that. I mean, I hardly have to do any narration. I mean, you already know people died here. That's the thing. That is, I think that is Kettle Creek, because you can see it. They built this trail to go right through here. This is quite a long boardwalk, and that tree looks freaking cool with the moss growing on it and hanging down. But you can see the creek over that way towards there, curves around, and it comes right in here to where it's visible. And here you can see where I just walked, and I'm going to pause the video now for when I walk back. See you in a minute. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this, but I have a very, very deep respect for war veterans. And even though some of the veterans of some of those wars are no longer with us, it's like this one, the records they've left behind are just as equally as stunning and as amazing as the men themselves. That's why I'm into these kind of things. That's why I'm into battles like this. Because a lot of people now just forget that they even happened. I want to change that. That's the thing with me. I like the fact that I'm able to keep these memories of these battles alive, and I'm glad other people like myself are too, or they're trying to. I just figured I'd point that out. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video again. See you in a few minutes. So yeah, I think this will conclude my current video here at Kettle Creek Battlefield, and we're going to the second week of February, if my grandmother and I can remember, they're going to have an event here which I think will host a few reenactments of what took place here. So I may come and try and attend that if I can. But with that being said, this is the end of this video, and so yeah, until next time, and in the words of the Terminator himself, hasta la vista, baby.